Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your January 2025 reading. My name is Nigel and you have found ÄLKØMԻ. Okay, we are going to get started right away. Let's look at your astro weather. You seem to have pulled the card of Leo here. You could be dealing with a Leo. You could, somebody could have Leo highly aspected in their chart. So knowing someone's chart really does come in handy here. Also, you could be asked this month to sort of lean on the power of Leo somehow. We're going to look at the rest of the cards and see what comes out because that usually helps us. But just so you know, on January 2nd, Mars in Leo opposition Pluto in Aquarius. This aspect can ignite tempers. Sort of unresolved issues from 2024 can crop up. And just be mindful that whatever you say and do is constructive and not destructive, because we can, on that day, any of us can ignite something that we just don't mean to. So let's look at your cards here. You have, one second. Sorry about that. I got a phone call. Not always fun here. It's medium coli. This is your midheaven direction, reputation. Now, this is also known as your midheaven, the medium coli. It shows how you can access material success. It's the highest point of your natal chart. It's the top of the circle on the chart. It acts as the cusp of the 10th house of public recognition, or what crossed in the southern hemisphere at the exact time of your birth, right? The midheaven is an important aspect because it represents your highest aspirations. While the ascendant is the personality you project, the midheaven is the identity that is projected onto you by others. So this sign represents the perceived reputation that perceives you. And for some reason, Scorpio, it is now on the table. So we'll keep that under our hats as we move forward. We also have the Virgo in the 6th house, work, service, health. This could have something to do with your job, at least partially. So when we look at Virgo in the 6th house, the 6th house rules service, work, and the habits that make up your everyday life. It's about finding the balance you need to lead a productive and healthy life that works for you, right? The 6th house requires editing. It requires refinement. As routines tend to fluctuate with the periods of your life, that's exactly how the changes you need to make. Health is also covered by the 6th house as your mental, physical, spiritual well-being, right? Look to the 6th house to see if your daily actions align with the qualities you'd like to embody, and decide if change needs to be made. The beginning of the year is perfect for things like this here, Scorpio. Last but not least, we have Vesta, inner spark, sacrifice, and devotion. So Vesta is known as the goddess of the hearth and home. She is a goddess and she is also an asteroid. She's an ancient symbol of like a sacred flame, and that's supposed to purify our soul through fire. Points to what we hold sacred at the core. This placement can show you how to tend to your inner flame and the areas of your life like that you show devotion to or spiritual growth. Vesta tends to your home and those qualities that are important to you. It seems like it's going to be a pretty deep month for you. It is an asteroid of spirituality. Vesta serves your internal world, illuminating your inner landscape, right? Cultivating that crucial relationship that will last beyond time, the one with yourself. Now, Vesta on January 2nd enters Scorpio. And I think that's important. It came out in your reading for a reason. The asteroid of the inner flame, moving through intense and transformative Scorpio for several weeks, right? Certainly January. And this transit begins with a powerful phoenix type energy, right? That helps us rise from the ashes of last year. So it's a very transformative energy. There's something going on internally here for you, Scorpio, for better or for worse. And I think it's for your betterment. It might clash with somebody around you or maybe something around you. It may. We're going to look at your month and see. I'm just getting that feeling somehow for at least one of you. You also have the rainbow, and Obviously, the rainbow classically is the calm after the storm, right? Hope, the calmness, the beauty after the storm. In certain circumstances, it can represent the queer community as well. Just throwing that out there. But it is definitely, you may have had a very difficult year last year, or at least part of it. Maybe this is a sort of offering from the universe, right? Telling you that you're definitely going to be moving into better times. Definitely healthier times, it seems. Okay. Now, just as a side note, on January 29th, the Lunar New Year, right? The year of the wood snake commands us to watch our energy. This year, more so than most other years, the positive or negative energy you put out will be extremely potent on what returns to you. Try to think positively. I know that's cliche, right? But try to think and do positive things. And no matter how difficult things tend to get for us, if you can keep that for this year, I think that you're going to have a payoff this year. It may not be evident immediately, but you will. What you put out this year, you're going to get back. Okay, moving on. You have Jerd. This is my Norse deck. Very hot. Love this card. It's artfulness. She's an earth goddess. Her name means closure, literally. She might be seen as a goddess of what is fenced in. She also brings an element of protection, right? As she, within that enclosure, keeps the unwanted out and protects what's inside. In some instances, you can feel trapped by this energy. In some instances, you can feel deep safety when encompassed by this energy. The question here, Scorpio, is what is enclosed near and dear to your heart? And how do you yourself feel? Do you yourself feel safety? Or do you feel stifled? It's going to be different for each Scorpio. But that's a question you ask when this card comes out. It says ask for help from others. This could be literal, right? You could be dealing with a lot of different things, at work, in your personal life, and it could be literal, practical help. Or it could be help from others therapeutically, and the therapy could be an actual therapist, or it could be a good friend that offers really good advice when you need it, grounding advice. There is some sort of help you're going to need or that you should seek out to clarify something. Now, what? We don't know yet, but definitely you're going to need that at some point this month, and I would definitely pay attention to that. You also have listening, which is number 53 in this deck. There is a time to speak and a time to be silent. When you pull this card, it is an occasion to listen. Listen for the deeper message that is not always obvious. This can be both positive and negative. Sometimes we are so busy reacting and speaking and going back and forth with someone that we don't just stay quiet and observe, because sometimes in that observation and in that listening, sometimes we'll get a deeper understanding, but we could also get a deeper understanding of something negative as well as something positive. So now is the time for listening. Keep your ears peeled, because there is a truth that will come out, right? It says the truth will be revealed to you in divine timing. All that was kept secret will come to light and set you free. Step one with the truth is being able to stop talking and start listening. You also have the butterfly here, and the butterfly says sudden change, arts. But like when I look at the butterfly, I look at a transitional creature, and it always reminds me of Scorpio, because Scorpio represents both the caterpillar and the ensuing butterfly. So you're going through a transitory time. You're going through a very scorpionic time. Let's see why. We'll do the charms first, I think. Let's do our charms first. Let's do our letters first. So we have these letters. Let me put them right side up so you can see them. So we have, now these letters can represent initials, places of business. I had one person who came back and said it was the name of a street of something really significant that happened. So if I were you, you could either come back to this reading or you could write this down and keep it somewhere where you can look at it throughout the month, because you might be surprised. But the letters are Z, H, M as in Mary, F and U. Okay. Take that for what it's worth. Let's look at your charms here. You do have the best money card in the bin, right? Now, this is abundance, and it is abundance you can see and hear and feel, and it being that it is right side up, other people can see it too. You have an opportunity for abundance in some way. For many of you, it might be money, all right? You might be looking at a raise. You might be looking at a job offer. You might be looking at a windfall. It could be something like that. You do have to drive this point home, you have the crystal that represents abundance as well, right? Green apatite, a money stone. Really like that for you. Now, all right, let's do this one thing at a time because I tend to get ahead of myself. You also have a tiny piece of amethyst here, and that is the stone of Aquarius. You could have an Aquarius that means something to you, but it could mean mental clarity is really important this month. Listening for that truth. Asking help to decipher things if you need it, asking yourself what safety is, being very clear with yourself and others, very, very important. You have the arrow here, which is the sign of Sagittarius. Bullseye. Perhaps you are going to be asking help from an Aquarius or a Sagittarius. That could very well be as well. Maybe you have one of those signs highly aspected in your chart and you're leaning on that this month. It could be. But there is with this arrow, it is you trying to hit a bullseye on something, you being very sure, very concise. And I like that. You may be freezing something or someone out this month with this ice cube. Yeah, I mean, it's cold. Somebody may be cold towards you, and you may feel like they're a piece of ice. They might be that chilling energy, or you yourself might be freezing something or someone out. It might be just, you might look at them and say, that's it. I gave up with that situation. I'm freezing you out of my life. You have the number 3 here that came out on the die, and that is Jupiter energy. It's more Sagittarian energy when you think about it. Jupiter, the planet of expansion. So it is an expansive month for you. It is a month of lessons, of expansion. You have here tougher than the rest, and that is upside down. And when these charms come in upside down, it's something that's hidden. You may not show how tough you actually are. I don't know what went on in your life to make you that way, but whatever it is an asset. It is an asset. It is a quiet strength. It's a toughness that you have adapted. Maybe it's needed this month. Maybe you need to freeze something out of your life here, Scorpio, once and for all. It is an expansive energy, so I'm really quite happy for you. Whatever this is, I think it's very, very good for you. Okay, so let's look. Okay, let's look at your tarot on leg 1. You have barrel coming in sideways. It says, you feel something is lacking in your life, perhaps love, money, or goals. You may go back and forth with this feeling. You may feel that way at times. You may wonder if it's all in your head. You may be very back and forth about it. There are times you may be very, very happy and satisfied, and there are times you're like, there's something missing. You do have, at the beginning of the month, you have the Knight of Swords, and the Knight of Swords is Mercury in Gemini. This side, as opposed to this side here, is our inner self. There's a lot of inner work going on this month here, Scorpio. There just is. This is our inner self. Now, our inner self, the Knight, let me see if I can pull this back up here. Oh, crap, what did I do? Sorry about that. The Knight here is facing, right? It is going with the flock of swallows, and they're heading towards a break in the storm clouds. Swallows are a symbol of sort of an instinctive return to the home of the heart. They also symbolize freedom, and this Knight definitely cherishes his freedom. When he allows himself to fully admit what he wants, he pursues it wholeheartedly. And once he does that, he is then free to show us his face. What is it here, Scorpio, that you want, that you need, that you're not getting? Perhaps something that you really want to pursue. Maybe something that you don't share. Maybe something that you don't look at yourself enough. But once you give yourself permission to do that, I think the world opens up for you, because you have, the Sun card here. More Leo energy. Leo seems to be a big deal in this reading for some reason. Now you have, when the Sun appears, it's always a good omen. Success, my dear Scorpio. Success. And it's a major arcana. You also have the Two of Wands, and the Two of Wands is Mars in Aries. And if you look at this nobleman, he's serious, he's determined, he's charged with purpose. The advice in this card is to think about the why, not just the what. He's contemplative. He's contemplative. It's a little different, right? He's very contemplative. I think you are entering a very contemplative time, even if it is just for this month. But when we add these numbers up and we break them down, we get Jupiter again. We get Sagittarian energy again. It's very expansive. Your mind is expanding. Your wants are expanding. Your desires are expanding and getting bigger. And I like that energy for you. On leg 2, you have Bear, and it says danger, especially in money matters. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. We have the Lovers, and this is Gemini energy. And as we can see, it's a little different from this side, right? When we look at this side, the energy on this side is calm. It's cooler. It's more balanced. The Archangel is gone. The Lovers are alone. There is more of a sense of calmness for sure, right? Have you calmly made a decision here? Or have you perhaps reached a peaceful decision about your significant other? Have you guys reached a peaceful decision here on the second leg? When Mercury unites two things, be it people or a decision coming together, it's an alchemical marriage. So it's something that you're going to come to terms with here. You're going to come to terms with here. You're going to make some sort of a decision, either about your love life or about your money. It does say danger. Now let's continue this leg, and then we'll get back to that. You have the Knight of Pentacles. This is Mercury in Virgo. Your thoughts here. This is the center of your reading, by the way. This is very mercurial as well, and it's also very, very cerebral. Your thoughts of where you wish to be at this point in your life and where you are may be talking to you, may be playing tricks on you, may be making you feel a certain way, right? If you look at this, he is slowly making his way somewhere, but in this, it's a little different. He seems to be paused. This is a very cerebral card. You may be disappointed in your progress, but I think that for many of you, this is a mind fuck. It's not reality. It's more of your brain playing tricks on you, because here you have the World card in, well, I'm not going to say in reverse. On this side, it's a little different, right? It's fixed energy like yourself, right? Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, and Scorpio. And it's also Jupiter energy, okay? If you're not feeling a sense of completion, it may be that you're thinking in terms of a continuum rather than a cycle. Understand and acknowledge your milestones, Scorpio, because I think that your milestones are they're not being recognized. I think that you are looking, right? There is a danger here. And the danger is not seeing abundance in certain ways, not seeing forward movements, not seeing progression, being disappointed in yourself. I'm not really sure why you feel that way, but I do think it's coming from you. I don't think it's like your whole life is shit and now you're recognizing it. No, I think that you are maybe mid-month, you go very introspective and you get very deep and you get very emotional and you're like, this isn't really where I wanted to be. Okay, but it is temporary energy here. When we add this up and break it down, we get Mars, right? Money matters may be slow. Maybe it's the relationship. Maybe it's the abundance. Maybe it's the way the relationship's headed, where it is now, where you wanted it to be, where your job's at, where you want it to be, okay? But with that Mars energy, it is sort of aggressive. It is sort of passionate. You're passionately wanting to break free of something. Maybe you're feeling very contained, fenced in. Maybe you want to break free of that way of thinking, of certain things in your life. There are certain things in your life Definitely. Let's look at your last list. And here it is. You have the heart card. Love, deep affection, and caring. This could be obviously, this could be a relationship that you're in, or it could be the deep sort of caring. When I see the heart card, it is what is in your heart. What's in your heart truly? It's something to look at. Let's look at the rest of the cards. Yeah, you may be feeling a sense of confusion here. This is Moon in Scorpio. Confusion, this is either confusion, illusion, or delusion. Pick your poison there, right? You may be going through such a transformative time that you are confused. You may be looking at your life saying, what am I deluding myself about? What am I confused? Why am I confused about this? I should be in a different place, because it's kind of attached to this night. This is somebody planning. This is that night, that sort of doubting where he's going and where he is and where he should be. And there's the confusion, all attached in a row. You have Leo energy again. And I really like that you snap out of this like this. This is the strength card, obviously, right? And Leo seems to be a big deal. Listen, it just does. This is the Empress, by the way, from the Empress card. Right? We last saw her on her card. I'm sure she's sitting in that wheat field. I wish I had the card in front of me right now, because on the back end of that card, you see her staring at a wheat field. So here she is sitting in her wheat field with a great lion. And she's smiling and she's safe. Even though the beast can hurt her, the beast isn't hurting her. She does not feel scared. And he does not feel threatened. And I say he because it is a male lion. She's accessing her strength finally. When I say she, it could be you could be a he. So you go from this confusion, delusion, illusion to strength. And I like that it actually, you move into this King of Swords energy. And here's more Aquarian energy like we saw with this stone, right? The amethyst. Sun in Aquarius. That's how you end your month. Sun in Aquarius. Now, unlike the page, the queen, and the knight, this king is firmly grounded. Let me see if I can pick him up again. He has a sword pointed firmly in the ground. What's interesting is he has a butterfly, I don't know if you can see that, etched into his breastplate. There's a butterfly energy again. It's that Scorpio. Even though this is Aquarius, there is an undertone of Scorpio energy there with that butterfly, right? He has a purple cloak, and that indicates royalty. This is a man who has learned how to master his temper through sheer discipline. This may be you, Scorpio. You may have been working on yourself for a very long time, which is why you're contemplating so much. You're doing so much inner work because you've come so far. You just don't realize it. Now, this is a person who learned how to master his temper, no longer acts impulsively. His word is his pride, and it's also his sword. He can cut you to pieces with his sword, meaning his mouth, or he could be very eloquent and say just the right thing. He won't break an oath, and he's not likely to forgive you if you do. So I like this is a very strong but fair energy. Now let's look. Get my thingy. You know what? I am going to do this because I really want to. Wait a second. I'm going to have to redo this for a minute. Really sorry. Just give me a second. I should have done this before. All right. Let's look at these in a different way. We have our knight doing this inner work. Remember I said this is your inner self? And remember I said a calm decision, doing work, making this very calm, rational decision, but becoming a little perplexed. Once again, you're going to have ebbs and flows this month. Your job is to write it out, okay? Just write it out. You have the next set. You have, wow, so you have double Leo in this line of cards. Double Leo. You have the sun, illumination. You have in between another ebb and flow, right? Illumination, happiness. and you looking towards your past saying, I should be in a different place. I should be in a better place. I'm not happy with where I am. I'm not happy with my progress. And then you saying, you know what? Fuck that. Strength. Your strength shows again. Here you have you looking at your life, contemplating everything, feeling as though you haven't completed crap, but then falling right back into your strength once more. So you see the ebbs and flows. I'm showing you this specifically so that when you have a down part of your month where you're having a day or an hour or a minute or a week where you don't feel good about yourself, I want you to remember this reading and say, okay, this is temporary, because I'm going to be going right back up. It's not something that I need to worry about. Really look at this from a bird's eye view and really take that into consideration. Just so you know, that last leg, when we break it down, it is Venus energy, right? Libra, Taurus energy, but it could be money or it could be love. And I think for it's going to be different for each Scorpion, but you're going to have some confusion this month, and that's literally okay. Let's look at your opportunities and your warnings. I actually meant to say challenge. I used to say warnings, but I don't feel like that's as accurate as the challenge. Okay, so here we have Seahorse in your challenges. It says family matters. There you go. This could be a family matter. This could be something within a family unit. It could be something within a relationship between a romantic couple. For one or two of you, the rainbow here with the seahorse could be, once again, something in the realm of a queer relationship. But it's not, obviously not for everybody, but it's there and I needed to say it. You have here, let's just look at all of them. You have the Four of Wands. So a challenge could be your home life, right? And you have family matters here and you have the card of the home. But you see in this Swedish deck, you see those flames trying to get at the peaceful bird. Yeah, it's going to be a challenge for you. You have the second card up is the Ace of Swords in reverse, and that is that non-clarity we talked about, that confusion. If you find yourself being confused this month, please look at it as temporary energy, because for sure it's going to happen. You have the Nine of Wands, and look at this. Look at that Sagittarian symbol. So you have the Nine of Wands in reverse, Moon in Sagittarius, feeling tired, wanting to give up. It's going to happen. It's temporary energy this month, though. That's the key here to try to remember. Temporary energy. When we break that down, when we add it up and break it down, we get Mercury. Gemini, Virgo energy. Communication is going to be challenging for you this month. Okay, it will. Let's look at your opportunities. You have Grasshopper, and it says situation in the balance that requires careful handling. I would say so. Not that your whole life depends on this, but it is going to require careful handling and a part of your brain that you don't normally access. I think it's a new part of your brain that you have been working on. And when I say brain, it's your soul, it's your personality, it's the way you handle things. There is something that you have been working on and putting a lot of effort into that is now being exercised. You have strength. There you go. Again, more Leo energy. And strength here in your opportunities pile is choice, because it's coming in sideways. Are you going to choose to be strong? Right? Leo came out 3 times at least, I think more, honestly. I think it's more than 3 times in this reading in one way or another. And strength itself came out twice. Strength is a choice for you this month. Choose wisely here, Scorpio. You have the Ten of Wands. In your opportunity pile, you have the opportunity, this is Saturn and Sagittarius, to release that stress that's been building from 2024. You have the opportunity to release it. And your final card in your opportunities pile is the Justice card. What's interesting is the Justice card in this deck is number 8. Just different. It's sweet. It's a Swedish deck. But anyway, you do have the Justice card coming here in reverse. Now, Libra energy for sure. But you're going to have the opportunity, this is in your opportunities column, to examine your actions, seek the truth, take responsibility, recalibrate if necessary what is now fair to you. How is what is fair to you different from what it used to be? Maybe your idea of what's fair has changed or is in the midst of changing. In some instances, this could represent revenge. So keep that under your hat for one or two of you. But you'll have, this is your opportunities pile. So you'll have the opportunity for any or all of those things. Let's look, grab this. Give this another quick shuffle and then give me, for Scorpio, please, for January 2025. You have communication. There is that communication card. You're going to find it difficult to communicate this month, okay? But that's okay. You're going to get through this, and it's going to be yet another milestone that you need to recognize, okay? Not all milestones are giant, amazing steps that everyone sort of recognizes. It's going to be something that you need to recognize here, Scorpio. How far you've come. Because whoever's reading this has come a long damn way. And there is a reunion. And I think, and this is, wow, is that another lion? I don't know. Could be a female lion. There is a reunion here on the table. This could be a reunion between you and someone else, or it could be a reunion of something that you thought was gone within yourself. You do have some regrets here. There is regrets here on the table. And that's okay. We all have regrets. You do have a guide here at the bottom of the deck. And you're being guided. Ask for the help that you need. Listen to what you need. Find out what the truth is of the matter. Transform into the butterfly. See that rainbow after the storm. I think 2024 may have been, whoever's reading this, is a difficult year for someone. Difficult year. But you are reaching into abundant times here. Recognize it. Recognize it. Recognize the number 3. As that expansion. Okay, let's do your we'll do all your numerology now. I love this part. Okay, so let's do your numbers. Right now, there wasn't one number we talked about more than the other, but when we add up all the numbers in this reading and we break it down, we get your number, which is the number 10, Pluto energy. So it's something is acting as the butterfly. You may be in a chrysalis state, you may be approaching a chrysalis state. Just go with the flow here, Scorpio, definitely. Your lucky numbers are 27, 10, 23, 9, 8, and 3. As far as planets go, the planet we mentioned the most is Mercury. So your communication skills are going to be very, very important this month, okay? The sign that we mentioned the most, of course, is Leo. Leo is very important in this reading. You may be, like I said, Leo, dealing with Leo, somebody with Leo highly aspected in their chart. For instance, I am an Aquarian. I do have a Scorpion Mars, by the way, but my big 4 is whatever they are, but my stellium is in Pisces, and that's something nobody guesses. So you kind of have to look at someone's chart. Leo is important in this reading somehow, some way. Either it's in someone's chart or you're being asked to step into the energy of Leo. That quiet strength, that prideful strength. I really like this because here you have strength. Where is it? Yes, strength is a choice. What are you going to choose? You have communication. What did we just say? We said that Mercury kind of ruled your reading. So it's definitely, you may have some regrets. I mean, we saw that in this card, right? We saw that in this card. There's stuff in your past. There's stuff where you may not be exactly where you want to be, and that's okay. Very few of us are. So don't feel that way here, Scorpio. Don't forget to listen to your 2025 big year summary. If you prefer, pick a card. There is a Scorpio only pick a card that is good for 1 year as well. Happy birthday, Scorpio type thing. I wish you the absolute best. Happy New Year, and I will see you next time.